All right, good morning, guys. We have some exciting news. This coming Monday, June 15th, we're going to be starting our next Sync 60 challenge inside of Sync Academy. Now, of course, you can participate while not being a member of Sync Academy. However, if you are a member of Sync Academy, there's going to be some extra ways to keep you motivated and incentivized to ensure that you do achieve your 60-day goal. If you're brand new to my channel, you've never heard of Sync 60 before, it's essentially a community-wide challenge that we all individually take on, but we collectively participate at the same time so that we can hold each other accountable. So we each individually set our individual goal of what we want to accomplish in the next 60 days. That could be finishing an album, that could be learning how to produce, mix, or master better, that could be learning how to use a new piece of software, hardware, plugin, whatever it is. Whatever you feel is actually something you can actually achieve in the next 60 days, something that's realistic for you, that can be your goal, okay? And I usually tell everybody there's really no goal too small. So if you feel that you only have a couple of hours a week to give to this, you can still use those very few hours to learn how to use a compressor better, how to get better in terms of composing piano melodies, or learning how to transition between your verses and choruses better. Whatever you feel is one of the things you really need to work on and focus on. Even a few hours a week, you can do a lot of things in 60 days. So I don't want you guys to be scared thinking that 60 days means you have to have an entire career in sync licensing ready to go in 2 months. That's not realistic. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about very small and achievable, manageable goals that we set for ourselves. Now, as I did in the last Sync 60 challenge, I'm going to continue on with that tradition, and here's going to be the big carrot, the big incentive that I give for those of you that are able to follow along. You obviously have to be in Sync Academy, and you have to log in and click yes on every single week's individual weekly goal, and I'll show you guys what that looks like on the progress chart in just a second here. But I'm going to, just like I did last time, give away to one lucky Sync Academy member who's able to complete the entire challenge a Native Instruments S61 MIDI keyboard, okay? Now, I'm gonna learn my lesson though. Last time I bought these keyboards, put them in my home studio, went to the post office and shipped them out. It was a lot of money, it was a lot of headache. I'm not gonna do that this time, I'm gonna be smarter. So this time I'm actually just gonna buy directly from the Native Instruments website if you are the one that wins, and I'll just ask for your shipping information and I'll have them directly ship it right to you. So there we go. Problem solved, and you'll probably get it much faster anyways that way from Native Instruments. So I really appreciate all of you that participated in our last Sync 60 challenge and all the ones beforehand. And every single time we do this, there are more and more members that are able to say yes, that they achieved their full 60-day goal. And the reason why I do give out this prize at the end to one lucky person that I'll raffle it off to is just to add one extra little bit of carrot, a little bit of an incentive to maybe motivate or excite you to really get your goal achieved. However, you really should be getting this done for yourself, right? We're talking about your sync licensing career here. You're talking about trying to build up catalogs, your royalties to the point where this can be a sizable chunk of your income. That should be the real carrot that's right in front of you. And I hope with what we put together in Sync Academy and with a little prize like this, I can help you just push yourself a little bit further closer to that goal, okay? So if you are in Sync Academy, this is gonna be a little bit of a, whoa, super, super bright. Let me turn that down a bit. It's going to be a little bit of an overview so you guys know in Sync Academy how to find the Sync 60 progress chart, how to start filling it out. If you are not in Sync Academy and you join us before this Monday to be qualified to participate to win this S61 keyboard, this is how you're going to be able to navigate, okay? So once you're inside the platform, whether it's mobile or on the desktop, you'll see on the left they have this courses icon. So you click on that link right here, courses. And on the top, that's where you get to the main Sync Academy tutorials. That's where all of our producing, mixing, and mastering and business tutorials are housed. However, one below it, you'll see Sync 60 Challenge. This is where we have our mini course, okay? So when you click on this, you're actually going to see that at the very top, you'll have the Sync 60 Challenge main bar at the top. You click on that. And right here is where you're going to see a link to our community-wide progress chart for Sync 60 for the summer, for this one that's starting right now, or at least starting on June 15th, this coming Monday, okay? So once you click on that, you're going to get to our progress chart, and it's going to look like this. All you have to do is just find the next available open spot, and right now nobody's signed up yet because this is brand new, and you just put in your name in the name column. You can put your first and last name. You can put, actually, yeah, put your first and last name because I need to know who it is if you're going to win the prize, okay? Put down specifically what your Sync 60 goal is, and I'll talk about that this Monday when I released the first video of the Sync 60 Challenge, talking about how to name and identify a realistic and achievable goal for yourself. So if you've already done this before, you probably know what to put there. If you're brand new to Sync 60, don't worry about it. This coming Monday, there'll be a video released to you in the platform where you can actually get specific detailed instructions and guidance for how to determine that. And it does need to be very, very specific. You need to have a very specific goal written down here. And then as we go through this, every single week, you're going to put what the weekly goal was. And in fact, this is what you're going to do first, is you're going to go through each one of these weekly goals columns here, week 1, week 2, all the way through week 8. And right now, or at least this Monday, when you decide exactly what your goal is going to be, you need to fill in each one of those weekly goals so that you know what you need to be doing every single week to stay on task to get to that final goal place that you want to get to at the end of the 8 weeks, okay? So this is not something you do actually week by week. You fill in these weekly goals right now or in the beginning part of the challenge so that you have a roadmap of what you need to be doing every single week, so you can basically pace yourself, right? Not get overwhelmed and go, oh my gosh, I have to produce an album in 2 months. How am I going to do all that? That's so much work. Hold on, let's slow it down. What do you need to do by week 7 to ensure that you're going to be done by week 8, right? And then you can move your way back. I have instruction on that coming on this coming Monday. You guys will get a tutorial and all that. And then all you need to do is at the end of every week, and it's going to be every Monday, basically Monday, June 15th will be the first, and then the 22nd will be the next Monday. That will complete week 1. You just need to come in here and you need to mark yes, hopefully yes, on your weekly goal that you got it done, okay? If you didn't, you do need to also come in and say no. So I do appreciate those of you that are able to even come in and be honest and say no. It's actually better for you to do that than to just flake out and not even come in and not even put what you did and pretend like it's not even an important thing. You are not only going to be accountable to all of us, that we can all see each other's progress and we can kind of motivate ourselves, that we don't want to be that one that marks no or doesn't get to mark our yes on our column. We want to make sure that we always mark yes. So it's a really good incentivizer for all of us to do that. But most importantly for yourself, you don't want to develop a habit of letting yourself off the hook of like, well, okay, yeah, I mean, I said I was going to do this, but I didn't do it. And that's just kind of what I always do. So whatever, who cares? That's the kind of bad habits that will start to stack up. And then you will no longer be able to achieve your long-term goals of making this your full-time income. I can tell you guys that if you cannot get through the Sync 60 challenge, succeeding in the sync licensing business is, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it is going to be much, much, much harder than you realize, because this is essentially what you're going to be doing in the industry every single day. You're going to be coming up with goals, and you're going to be coming up with, you're going to be having deadlines sort of pushed on yourself to create, an entire album or 6 tracks for a particular licensing opportunity. And it might not be 60 days, it might be 1 week, it might be 2 weeks, but there's definitely going to be goals that you're going to have to achieve and deadlines for you to actually get those done. So this kind of a skill set to be able to map out a goal, set it for yourself, and weekly or daily check in with yourself and make sure you're on track. This is the fundamental building skill that you're going to need to have in order to get to either part-time or maybe even hopefully full-time income with sync licensing. So that's why I put this together, and that's why we have such a great, awesome community of supportive, hardworking producers, motivated producers, positive producers just like you that are going to encourage you when you're not feeling excited, when you're not feeling motivated, when you maybe even get behind on 1 week, but that's okay. You can come back and pick up the next week. So that's what Sync Academy is all about. That's what I'm here for. That's what all the members are here for. So if you do want to participate with us inside of the community to be eligible to win the keyboard and also be held accountable for your Sync 60 goal to get that album done, to improve your producing skills, mixing skills, or mastering skills, whatever you feel you want to do in the next 60 days, I encourage you to join us today. We have the link to join us in Sync Academy in the description box below. And of course, throughout all of this, you're now going to have access to the 100+ hours of tutorials. So all the teaching tutorials that myself and other sync licensing producers have put on the platform for you to be the most educated, the most up-to-date, and the most prepared for success in this industry. You're going to have access to that alongside of all this. And you're going to get access to the feedback corner. That's where you can post your tracks. Let's say you have a track this week you've been working on, you completed it, but you also not only want to put yes on your column, you want to post it to the community and get some feedback from your fellow members. That's what the feedback corner inside of Sync Academy is there for all of you to participate in and take advantage of. So with Sync Academy, you have pretty much everything you need to jumpstart your career, jumpstart your process of becoming successful in this industry. And remember, before you get accepted to a library, before you get those placements, before you get royalties, before all of that stuff happens, It starts here. These are basically, if you want to go play basketball, do you start with alley oops and slam dunks and 360, all these kind of crazy things? No, you start with dribbling, you start with running, you start with bounce passing, right? You start with the fundamentals, the basics. That's what Sync 60 is about. That's what Sync Academy is all about. That's what the tutorials are about. That's what the feedback corner is all about. Getting the basics, getting your hands around what does it mean to create licensable music and how to perform and behave in a professional manner in this industry. That's what you're getting. That's the kind of guidance and education you're getting in Sync Academy. So I invite you, make today be the day that you join us and become a part of this really cool, very positive, not anything like Facebook, kind of a social media platform. We have only positive, productive, motivating things going on there. Even those of us that are not feeling so productive or motivated, we share that on the platform, and then others come on and we all try to pick each other up and push each other to do better. And we share in each other's successes. There are plenty of success stories that get shared there, and that's always very encouraging for those of us that are still waiting for that first acceptance letter or those first royalty checks. It's always good to hear that it's working for other people that are working just as hard as we are. So much motivation, so much encouragement, and so much connection happening in this platform. So I really encourage you guys to join us, and I can't wait to see how many of you get your Sync 60 goals accomplished this time around.